Welcome to episode number 13 of Creative Wisdom Digest. I am your host, Tiffany M Ruffner. So glad that you are here today. And I wanted to dig in a little bit on more of what we were talking about yesterday when I was talking about the children of Israel when they were in the wilderness. They received manna from heaven, and when they started working or tilling the land, they actually stopped receiving. Like once they ate from the land that they worked for or worked in, because it was the promised land, they stopped receiving manna from heaven. And the point, or what I want to look at right now, is when they were in a place to where they didn't have anything to go out and work for, like God was just providing during that time. They still needed to rest. Like He did not want them to go out and get anything from, so they were supplied with double the day before the Sabbath, so they could have enough during the day of Sabbath. So if they did not get that amount, they were just without, because there was nothing that came out on the Sabbath day. But I was just wanting us to look at how important rest is, and I believe that our rest comes in our choosing. Like they could have chose to not go out and get the manna or get enough for 2 days at that point, and then they would have been without. And I think a lot of times we need to discern or decide about where we are actually spending our time and what we are doing. Because if we're running out of, space, or running out of, you can't run out of time because time is going. But if it feels like you're not able to actually work on the things that, that your soul is longing for, it's probably because you have forfeited rest. And that's actually sin. Is actually sin. And actually, if we don't rest, there could be complications. And so I talk about rest on Saturdays because I just believe that it's something that we need to think about as creatives, as creativepreneurs or aspiring creativepreneurs and creative professionals. And even if you're not working in your creative gift right now, but you really desire to, you really long to. And so that brings me to Proverbs 13, verse 19. I'm going to read it in a couple of translations and we're going to get out of here. The New King James says, "A desire accomplished is sweet to the soul, but it is an abomination to fools to depart from evil." Another translation, NLV, says, "A desire that is filled is sweet to the soul, but fools hate to give up what is sinful." The New Living Translation says, "It is pleasant to see dreams come true, but fools refuse to turn from evil to attain them." And so I thought about this because a lot of times many people are in the world system instead of the kingdom system in reliance on God. And what I mean by that is God is our source. Everything else is a resource. And if He's called you to do or be somewhere else, or even if He's called you to be somewhere where there's not even like a prophet that's supposed to come for you, it's like your prophet is only in heaven. Like if you're doing missionary work and there's not really anything that's supposed to come to you financially from it, yet you're thinking that you have to stay at a certain position to take care of things. It's one of the things that we want to do is we want to look at what our thoughts are regarding that. Because why are we choosing to be out of the will of God? I think it's a choice when we know that we hear Him. Now, if you're not hearing Him, you can't hear His voice, that's a whole nother thing. If you're sitting in a place of confusion and you're just like, well, I think I heard God, but you don't really know, I'm not talking about you, because you will hear him when you pray, fast, and read his word. You'll hear him. Yet when we allow others or our circumstance or just our own thoughts about it to make our decisions for us and not follow what his will is at the moment or what his assignment is in this season, then we're choosing to be disobedient. And so we will never see that longing fulfilled, as it says in verse 19. Longing fulfilled is sweet to the soul. It'll be sweet to the soul when you have done the will of God, when you finished or you completed it. And I know a lot of us are like building and working at the same time. So it's like, okay, yeah, I know that I'm working through it and I'm working on it. And you have trust and you are resting. And that's an amazing thing. But for those who feel that they're not seeing anything come to pass, I want to know, are you striving? Are you resting? Are you striving, trying to do it in your own strength? Or are you resting in him and allowing him to work through you? And are you going to him and looking at the spaces on the calendar and saying, where can I add this in? Because I know that you called me to do this, or I know I heard you say this in prayer. How do I actually begin to walk this out or work this out? For many years, I would just say for many months, I'm going to say that for many months, I heard God say something, but I was just in this place of like, oh my goodness, like I would tell people what he said, but I didn't know where to start. And I think at that time, I just didn't know that you can pray into what he said. I thought that I had to like just wait for somebody else to say something, or to just continue about what I was doing instead of praying to him and asking him, like, what's the next step, or what should I do now? And so a lot of times we're waiting ineffectively, and I just don't want that to be you. I want you to really be in a place of rest, especially if you know that he's calling you to more and you cannot see how to get that more in right now. Rest is productive. And so in our rest, we see new things because we're really spending time with him, and he shows, guides, and directs us. So I hope that you're able to spend some time resting and thinking on this today, and let me know how that works out for you. I am on social. You can find me on Instagram at Creative Focus. It's spelled like Tiffany, CreatiffFocus. Send me a message. Send me a DM. I love to hear from you.